Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of this wonderful series where it never stops raining. In the previous episode, we left off with me staying here away from keyboard to see the results of the mob farm. So let's check them out. I have to say it hasn't been running for very long. It's been about an hour, maybe a little less, but let's see the results. Not bad at all. Hey, there's quite a bit of redstone here, huh? This saves me a lot of mining. While coming down, I realized I'd need a lot of iron, so I'll have to go to the mine and get some. But you know what? I'll have this problem again because I'll use up the iron next time. Sometimes I want to do things, but I know I'll just use them up again. So without further delay, you know what's next, right? Iron farm, obviously. But first, I need to solve the problem I mentioned in the episode, and that's the connection between buildings. Right now, I only have the mob farm, the portal, and this one, but I come out here, and as you can see, there's nothing here but trees and dirt. I want all my areas connected, which is why I want to start. The main path, which will simply come out here and connect me. Although it might be temporary because I plan to make the nether hub at Zero Narrow, which I think is over there. We can also connect it to the paths without any problem. The first thing is going to be making a bit of space here so the path looks natural. Let's see, more or less the idea I came up with is this. I've been searching like on the internet for a bunch of little paths that people make, and most of them are like full of dirt and earthy stuff. But I want to add a bit of brick, which is what I'm doing now, to make it a bit more industrial, you know? Why? It seems the world is more advanced. If this just takes you to a farm, why bother? Everything was so rustic. That's the word I couldn't recall. Fences like that scattered around, I don't know. Something like this. Maybe I'm overdoing it. And then I came up with this street lamp. Look, ta-da! Honestly, from here, it doesn't look as nice as it does from far away, but look, if I add a bit of decoration, well, it looks like this. It's not the nicest, but it's my first time making a path like this, so don't judge me. It's my first time. I just found out this is right by my house, actually behind the big mountain. Honestly, I hadn't seen this new biome before, just in a video, but it's beautiful. There's even a frog. I ultimately chose the design I had created. I can always change it in the future if I want, if I come up with something different. But, well, it's a good start to begin making these kinds of paths that I never make. Later, I'll also add a small touch to the base, connecting it to the path. They're not very similar, but it doesn't look bad. By the way, maybe some of you have noticed that my world is pretty advanced, but I still haven't gotten the elytra or made anything out of netherite, and I haven't gone to kill the dragon yet. And this is something I'm doing on purpose. I mean, I'm delaying it on purpose because it's true that the first thing you do as soon as you start playing is rush everything to the max, get all the items to the max. And well, that might be fine for a hardcore player or something like that. But personally, I like the experience of having your first weeks or days in the world where you don't have all the tools maxed out or anything. And then when you do have them, you appreciate them more. I know it's silly like a house because on top of that, it makes things a little harder for me. The early episodes are part of how I'm romanticizing Minecraft. The next episode is already good for me, as I said, for killing the dragon and starting to get everything. Doing everything in episode 1 felt excessive to me. I don't know, these are personal things. Everyone plays Minecraft in their own way. Here's a look at my new place. Why say our? I built it myself. You're lying on your bed, phone in hand, just watching. Well, the lights are missing, obviously, because I'm broke. But I don't know. I mean, I like the little path. Maybe it's not a style. Maybe it's not the style I'm looking for or anything. The bad thing about this is that mobs can get onto the path. But of course, I'm not going to make something completely covered like a capsule, like in the nether, I don't know. Okay, now we more or less have the same view as before. As you can see, it already makes sense, right? Well, it was about time to start the iron farm. Of course, it's raining. Whenever I try to record a time lapse or anything else, it rains and ruins the shot. But that's just how it goes. The location is interesting because I don't think you can place it right now, depending on what you see. This is where I said I wanted to build my main base. I'll spoil it now, okay? My main base idea for this series was a giant Rubik's Cube held up by a sustainable hand. I planned to make that my house, but since I've already built one that fits everything, I wondered why build another, a super construction. Is that the same as the only other building I've made besides the mob farm? So that's why I've decided that inside that cube, there's going to be an iron farm, okay? Besides, I think these farms always look ugly just hanging there in the world. And I think having them inside a building or something like that makes the world look nice, which is the main goal for this series. I think it would be good if in this series I managed to not have any farms hanging around like the mob farm, but I have to do something about that one. This sudden change where I start mining, it's because for the construction I needed 4 sticky pistons and I didn't have any slime. I went out exploring, but no, I didn't find anything. So I took these 2 chunks that are more or less in the spawn area, and I started mining them completely until I managed to get a slime to spawn. It took a little while, you know, but in the end I got one. Since I needed the iron farm I built to fit inside this cube, at first I started designing an iron farm myself, but obviously these things take quite a bit of time to do. While working on it, I found a YouTube video about the Iron Descent Iron Farm by Origas, a Spanish creator. Well, it's a giant iron farm, but I noticed that if I cut one of the modules in half, that is, if I took it and split it in the middle, I just imagined that I could fit it in. I went to try it in a creative world, and it fit by just 1 block. Like I only had 1 block left over. And I said, perfect, look at Destiny. Destiny wanted to unite this Rubik's Cube build with this farm. I just can't choose another one or design another one. It's perfect. I'd like to send greetings to Origas and thank the farm from here. Also, he's one of the few Spanish-speaking content creators who currently has a survival series like this. He only uploads about 1 video a year. As many of you know, villagers go where the bed is. And what's particular, different about this farm, which most other iron farms don't usually use, is that it uses a pillager in the center instead of a zombie to scare them. That way the villagers get scared. I believe, from memory, it's 5 blocks for a zombie and 15 for a pillager. You can have 7 modules like we do here, all scared by a single pillager. Check the numbers on the wiki. I'm speaking from memory. Now the next step is to place 21 villagers in the required slots. But for this, I'm going to take 2 and breed them there, because bringing 21 seems crazy to me. I'll leave you with about a minute of relaxing footage of how I do this. While I was waiting for the villagers to grow up, I decided to start working on the part where I kill the golems, Origas, in his farm. I made this one because it suited me better than my previous one. In the original design, golems fall on both sides, but I changed it so they only fall in the center, since otherwise it's too big for me. I'm improvising this killing area, so there may be some mistakes. As you can see, I made a mistake and placed wood where it burns with lava. Also, you may have noticed I've only built 1 floor above, when the initial idea was to make 2. So I left it so that if in the future I want to add another layer, I just build underneath. But while I'm recording this, I'm thinking that I'll probably need to go down a couple of blocks. This area of, a couple or 5 blocks, this killing area, All of this, by the way, is done so far away from the killing area, because if a villager sees a golem, I think it's within 15 blocks around. I don't remember the number, but it won't spawn another since he already has one. Why spawn another? So you must remove them quickly. Well, it's my turn to move them. I need 21 total, so these aren't enough, even though many have come out. And I think I'm going to try using the bell and make a little hole here so they can try to get in. But let's see how that turns out. Incredible. I don't know who invented villagers, but this is incredible. Well, a smart one. Well, here I made a serious mistake, which is not putting slabs on top. That's how it should be so they don't come out. They made the 7th one. I have no more after this. Finally. Now comes the hardest part, bringing a pillager here. I'll try taking it through the nether and see how it goes. Before continuing, I want to clarify that I used an external tool to find the outpost coordinates. I mean, I didn't look for it. I didn't go exploring the world to find it. I know there are people who think it takes the fun out of Minecraft, right? Not doing that, but well, that's not my case. It doesn't take the fun out of it for me. So for both slime chunks and these, I spawn right on top. Perfect. Shit, the portal's too high up, huh? Actually, I have a video written about what is cheating and what isn't cheating in Minecraft, but I don't know if I'll ever upload it, honestly. His crossbow should break so he can't shoot the villagers. I'm not sure if he'd reach them, but I know he has them in the farm design. This could take a long time, huh? I just read online that it has 326 durability. Well, we could be here for quite a while. Finally, 20 minutes, huh? Or more? I'm going to make a copy of the world right now. I just realized that this guy can spawn, and I don't know if I have 90. Huh, where are you going inside? It was easier than I thought. It doesn't move an inch, huh? Get into the cauldron, man. All right, so basically with this thing I've done here, it should be ready. All that's left is to add the water. I thought they were going to get scared much more easily. It's starting to worry me, you know? Something's wrong, all right? Night fell, they got scared, and golems spawned. What happens is that I was just about to say, well, that he doesn't have to have a crossbow in his hand. I've smoked 15 herbs. I mean, I completely made it up. I mean, I don't know why, but I swear to you I made it up, seriously. I brought him a crossbow just in case. But it seems they don't get scared the same way. They just get scared and leave. Perfect golems. Okay. Well, now I can deactivate it and put the water in. And everything is working. Taking away its crossbow actually worked. I made it up, but it worked. All right, the farm is done. How cool and beautiful. Music to my ears, huh? Well, it looks like the iron issue is going to be solved for a long time. The problem is the sound. Look, now they'll fall. No, that's it. Just move away. This is how it looks from home. It's cool, honestly. Now imagine that a giant Rubik's Cube is going to go there. Now that I'm rich in iron, I can afford this luxury. Look, and I don't care. And I can put as many as I want and go overboard. Come on, put one here, here, and wherever needed. Didn't I say I could despawn the other one? Well, you can already imagine what's happening. I preferred the one without the crossbow. Honestly, I've got it. It's done. Okay, I'll leave it like this. He shoots me. He can't, right, Vale? Perfect. The important thing is it won't happen to me again. Please, I know myself, it won't happen again. I wasted 20 minutes removing the crossbow from someone. Now I'll organize the chest, set up filters, and decorate a bit. Let's do it, but first the filters. All the filters are already in place. Well, the usual. I divide them by each category. I throw the 6th one to redstone, then weird things will fall here. Now for the important part. Let's make a cool decoration for it. In the first episode, I said I'd explain in this one whether I'm back on YouTube or what's happening. Well, I don't want to tell you too much about my life, but the summary is that I've requested a reduction in my working hours. So now I work 5 instead of 8, which gives me time to dedicate to YouTube. About a year ago, I uploaded a couple of videos, maybe 3, but working 8 hours made it very difficult for me. It's very hard to balance a job with uploading videos and having a normal life. It's exhausting, too much sacrifice, and not worth it for me. Now I just upload videos occasionally. I want to say don't expect a high frequency. At this stage, I want to treat it more as a hobby than as a job. I'll just make videos for fun. I'm not going to try like I did in SAER1 to upload more episodes or more frequently, because that personally I think took away a lot of quality from the first series. Also know that I won't only focus on this series. Maybe I'll vanish for a month and return with a video on making a central processing unit in Minecraft. Because I like it and I don't care how many views it's going to get. So that's it. That's my little clarification. I want to thank you for the reception this series has had and for my return in general. The truth is, you make me feel that no matter what happens, I can always come back to YouTube or I can always do whatever I want. And honestly, that's something unique. And I want to clarify that this construction I'm making here is supposed to be a lava cube. Well, that's how things ended up. The little path comes this way. We arrive at the room. Everything looks a bit industrial. Maybe they'll decorate it, but anyway, here we can pick up everything we need, sorted by chests. I'll say goodbye now. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the episode.